I'm on the Seahawks. I like it. And yeah, it was Giants as the favorite, but also the look ahead had Seattle. So we're back to where we were with the look ahead, -1.5. Some spots have it at 2 right now, but I do like the Seahawks in this matchup. First off, injury front for the Giants. Saquon listed as doubtful on Saturday. So it sounds like he's not going to play. Giants already a bad offensive line, and they're going to be without their left tackle, Andrew Thomas, once again. There was some hope that he'd be able to return, and that could really help them a little bit. But now he's out. I mean, if you look at the right side of the line, you got Evan Neal. He's been struggling. Like PFF ranks him near the bottom. They rank their center near the bottom. The offensive line has been terrible this season. Now, the Seahawks might be without their left tackle as well. Charles Cross listed as doubtful. A couple of their tight ends, Fant and Disley, questionable, so we shall see. That's not the worst thing in the world. Their secondary, though, they've been dealing with injuries in the first month here. Looks like they're going to be back. Jamal Adams, Woolen, taken off the injury report, so it looks like they're good to go. Metcalf was practicing in full. He's off the injury report. Seems like the Seahawks are getting healthier, and things are not looking good for the Giants. On that front. I mean, the Seahawks were beat up a week ago and they still ended up beating Carolina by 10. Like that was a spot for maybe the Panthers to show some life with Dalton, and Seahawks were still able to take care of business. So Daniel Jones behind an awful offensive line. He's bad at home if that's worth anything to you. He's bad in primetime if that's worth anything to you. But I'm just looking at, the Giants offensively and defensively, they're bottom 5 unit in both categories. And the Seahawks defense has struggled, and I think part of that is due to the players available, but offensively, they do some things. They have been successful. They're number 2 in success rate in all the NFL. They're number 4 in EPA per play offensively. So the regression on Geno Smith that people have been waiting for, we really haven't seen it. And it looks like as they're getting healthier and healthier with Metcalf, I expect this. I understand the move. I get it, and I don't think there's value on the Giants side, even though I'm hearing that from a lot of sharper minds in the space. I've got one for the Seahawks side. It's a bit of a longer shot. I don't know. He might be my new favorite player in the NFL. He might be.
Uh-oh. Wow. Here we go.
Jake Bobo. My guy on the Seattle Seahawks. His name is Jake Bobo, and let me tell you about Jake Bobo. They've been talking a lot about this week, the Seahawks, like, you know what? Maybe this guy's our red zone target. He wasn't even invited to the combine. So he goes undrafted, and he's been working in the mix. He got a touchdown last week. The Seahawks are talking about him being the red zone guy. He's not much of an athlete. He's just a football player that they love.
He's not much of an athlete.
let me tell you, he's 9-1 for an anytime touchdown tonight. He's 50-1 for the first touchdown score. I'm going to bet on my guy, Jake Bobo, to score another touchdown for the Seahawks as they march on and win this game. Now, wow. I'm looking at some value with some Giants receivers as well. Here's the problem. After 3 games, the Giants receivers have a total of 1 touchdown on the season. So I'm kind of hesitant to go there, but I see some juicy numbers that are really enticing. I could see them trailing garbage time, and maybe you find Paris Campbell, who has the most red zone targets on the team. He has 9 red zone targets, and he's 6-1 for an anytime touchdown. Hodgkins is the only guy that has a receiving touchdown on the team of the receivers. He's a little bit better than 4-1. So some of those numbers are interesting. I might do something there, but I'm definitely betting on my guy, Jake Bobo, to score an anytime touchdown. All right, where do you go? This guy is just so inconsistent. He starts the game. You have a terrible offense. You're fighting for your job. You literally have nothing to lose. The Bears actually get to midfield to start the game. It's 4th and 2, punt. Boo birds come out. People going after him, right? And then all of a sudden, he decided to be the aggressive coach. Like, I don't know if the boos got to him or what, but the decision-making was awful. I'm fine with being on the aggressive side, trying to win games, but some of the decisions, and this lays more on Luke Getsy, how you get there when you do go for it in a big spot. The play calling was just horrendous. 28-28. So it's tied game on the Denver 19 with 2:57 left. And I'm thinking, well, you got to take the field goal, right? I mean, this is the Bears. They got to try and take the lead late. And I know your defense stinks right now, and you've been giving up a ton of yards. Russell Wilson and company going up and down the field on you. So I assume that they were going to take the lead because they have not scored in a while. They had relinquished a 28-7 lead, which they had late in the third quarter. Now, I would have gone for the field goal because it's a chip shot. It's at a length where their kicker has not missed, right? So I take the lead, but they decided to go for it. I understand that. Try to win the game. But the whole process of going up there, trying for the hard count, calling a timeout, the hard count rarely works. Okay, fine, you did it. Every team does it. Fine. Denver's stupid. Maybe they jump. They ended up calling another timeout. So you use 2 timeouts in your decision to go for it, and we still are not at the 2-minute warning. And then when you do go for it on 4th and 1 from the Denver 19 because you're trying to win the game, what do? You put Fields in shotgun, and you hand it off to Herbert. Again, taking the ball out of Fields' hands and let me go backwards when we only need a yard. Instead of doing the Philly push, you only need a yard and you take it out of Fields' hands. It's just, they don't know how to win. And I am very thankful for them for that because it was risky, but I went across the board. Every survivor pick I had, I was in bleep it mode because I was still mad about the Jaguars last week. I took the Broncos in everything. I took and I was dead inside because I'm like, it's over. It's over. This is how it ends.
A puddle of sweat in the basement.
How did it?
Wow.
I still don't know how the Bears lost the game. I mean, I watched it. I know the numbers. I mean, the decision making I'm going over. And they also got a free touchdown. DJ Moore had a touchdown that should have been called back. He had a right foot that never hit the ground. Like, they had a lot of things that were going their way. The crowd was actually behind them, and they found a way to lose that game. I don't know. I mean, they're going to go out and lose Thursday to the Commanders. They're going to be 0-5. That's the spot
First
to fire
2
them.
picks,
But they've never fired a coach in season. But anyways, I'm taking Eberflus and Getsy to court because it's got to be a combo situation. It was both of them.
Well, you're leaving out a massive corollary to that. They hemorrhaged years of draft capital for Trey Lance and traded him for nothing. So, like, you know what I mean?
Right.
No, don't focus on Kyle Shanahan's hit. Focus on all his misses. And, overdrafting people like CJ Beathard, right? Like, you've got to have volume. Like, to put all their eggs in the Desmond Ridder basket. You know what I'm saying? Like, they weren't playing, 3D chess. Like, they weren't still drafting quarterbacks and trying to see what they had in Trey Lance. Dude, he had Trey Lance, Brock Purdy, and Jimmy G on his roster at the same time. They've got nothing. They had Desmond Ridder and Marcus Mariota. And look, Arthur Smith isn't Kyle. And Kyle is in his own level in a lot of things in terms of play design and play calling and all that. But it's taken it's taken a lot of hits. And for them just to turn it off, you'd reach out to people there like, why aren't you sniffing around Lamar Jackson? Have you looked at our look at our offensive line? We might have to look at our guards. Like, who cares? Who's winning a team? Who's winning football games in 2023 because you got the best guard play in the league? Like, get out of here. Oh, we got Jesse Bates. Well, guess what? When the other team's up 21-3, they stop throwing the football.